When British dramatist Stephen Polyakov began his celebrated sequence of TV dramas as writer-director with Shooting the Past in 1999, he declared a mission to slow television down. It was apparently a deliberate reaction against the fast-cutting, flashy camera work and rapid-fire speech that had become the norm. His latest is the BBC's Summer of Rockets, and it's as aesthetically pleasing as his distinctive, highly intelligent storytelling, which often features characters trying to understand the tumultuous times in which they find themselves. It's 1958, and the story is centred on a family, closely modelled on the director's own, that gradually finds itself caught up in the tensions and the global anxieties of the Cold War. The Americans have launched their first satellite, matching the Soviets, who had already launched the world's first satellite with Sputnik 1 in October of '57, creating in people's minds the military fear of intercontinental ballistic missiles, and the tensions of the Cold War with Russia are still a major concern. But Russian émigré businessman and inventor Samuel Petrukhin, Toby Stevens, is determined to integrate his young family into the establishment. His company specialises in the creation of hearing aids, one proudly worn by Sir Winston Churchill himself, though Petrukhin has recently developed an invention that could revolutionise the way organisations communicate internally. He calls it the staff locator, though others have suggested a more suitable name might be pager or the bleeper. The invention is initially thought too revolutionary for hospitals, as no one can imagine consultants being summoned like servants. And as a result, Petrukhin's company is facing a financial crisis. Petrukhin, the brazen social climber, has also made the acquaintance of the luminous and aristocratic Kathleen, played by Keely Hawes in full queenly flight, the wife of a charming MP called Richard Shaw, Linus Roach. But we soon learn there is something odd, even sinister, about the conservative Shaws, even though Petrukhin and his family appear to have been welcomed into their glamorous lives. But more immediate concern is the mysterious car following the inventor and his company manager, the Black Courtney Johnson, Gary Beadle, as they attempt to sell his products. And why has he become the subject of constant surveillance?
I really think this is such an interesting series. It's got so many threads going. I mean, there is, you know, the prejudice, the social prejudice that permeate the film on just about so many levels.
So many levels,
you know,
yes.
Being Jewish, being black in that society at that time.
Being Russian.
Yes. But, his grandfather did create these hearing aids and the bleeper. It's sort of... It's really,
it's very
he's using his background to create this really fabulous, fascinating drama. I like the fact that the daughter is actually not interested in being a debutante.
No, she's been forced off to the debutante school to be presented to the Queen.
Yes.
In fact, it's the last time that Debs are actually presented to the Queen in 1958, which is an interesting little
Did you check
footnote.
on that, did you?
I did check on that. I just thought I'd check on that one particularly. Did you like the rather stylised storytelling style?
I didn't. I was so involved in this series that I just embraced all of it, actually. I didn't mind. I didn't even feel it was that stylised.
Yes, because he does really deliberately slow it down. I mean, and there's a slightly comic element, I think, to the stylisation as well, which I quite liked. Petrukhin is, just oddly pompous. It's terrific. It's full of all sorts of interesting sort of stylistic flourishes.
It's got a lot of threads, really. And it's been very nicely handled. I'm giving it 5. No.
Sorry, go on, Margaret.
No, stop. I'm giving it 4 stars.
I'm giving it 4 stars as well. Was that almost a 5?
The people you're seeing in MI5 are not what they seem. They're working for the Russians.
What? No, I don't believe you.
So you will need to find your own evidence, won't you? Find out who's telling the truth.